welcome back to my loyal subscribers and a warm hello to all of our new viewers joining me today. Thank you so much. I am thrilled to have you here. If you don't know who I am Dr. Jasmine. I am a naturopathic doctor and I'm here sharing my knowledge with you on natural health, especially as it pertains to our hair and how it grows. All right, guys, so today I want to finish up our discussion on that key root cause area of hair growth, why we see thinning and shedding, and that's going to be phase 3. Okay, so we've been talking about the 4 phases of detox: phase 0 or exposure, phase 1 and 2, which are happening in our liver, that major organ for detoxification, and now we're going to finish up with phase 3, or that 4th phase, which is elimination. And elimination is super important because once we get exposed to something and we, process it through phase 1, we conjugate it in phase 2, we then have to actually eliminate it, right? We have to get rid of it. And we do that in 3 major ways. First 2 major ways are going to be urination and through the bowels. So, when we put the third way is typically through sweating or through the skin. This is a lesser pathway of elimination just because most of us aren't sweating at the rate that we probably should be. So I'm going to focus today on urination and bowel movements. So after those toxins get biotransformed and conjugated in phase 1 and phase 2, they're then sent to the kidneys or the bowel. And so when we urinate, that is where we get rid of those toxins that have been sent to the kidneys. So we want to make sure that we're supporting proper elimination through our kidneys and bladder. So lots of herbs and foods and things that are going to help support proper kidney function and hydration will help us with ultimate urination and then release of those toxins. So foods like cucumber, celery, watermelon, these are going to be chocked full of water. Also just drinking water, right? Making sure we're getting that, good rule of thumb, that 8 glasses of 8 ounces. If you're, working outside a lot or you're just out having a good time, trying to get to like half your body weight in ounces can be a really good goal just to ensure that you're getting plenty of hydration. If you do have any kidney issues or concerns, definitely talk to your doctor about what's proper for you and your kidney function when it comes to hydration and the use of some of these herbs that I'm going to begin to mention. Now, if you're prone to like UTIs, cranberries are going to be your best friends. It's something that you can eat, you can drink the juice, or you can take as a herbal supplement to help with just overall urinary tract function, flow, and getting rid of overall like organisms that create this infection. Other really soothing herbs to our urinary tract are going to be things like Zea mays or corn silk, slippery elm, and althea or marshmallow. These herbs are what's called demulcents, and demulcent herbs are very soothing. They help to coat those areas of our bodies like our gastrointestinal tract or esophagus even, and of course the urinary tract, to help support just urine output, making sure that we're fully emptying our bladders. Good herbs like diuretics are going to be wonderful. So one of my favorites is hibiscus. This is really great for overall urine output and blood pressure. So if you have both issues, that could be a really good one to add. Other things are going to be juniper berries, dandelion, nettles, and an herb called equisenum or horsetail. I love horsetail because it's actually very nutritive. There's a lot of vitamins and minerals in it that's adding to while also helping you excrete excess urine. Now, in your stool, so in your intestinal tract, we kind of talked about this, but bile gets released into the intestinal tract, and that's also what causes like your stool to look brown. So if your stool's ever lighter than like that nice brown color, then your bile production or release might be a little sluggish. But that bile gets recycled. Like your body's pretty great at recycling when it comes to bile, so you don't have to keep pumping it out, making it, overworking the gallbladder and liver. So your body just says, hey, it's been used, we can use it again, and it gets reabsorbed in what's called enterohepatic circulation, and basically going from your intestines back to your liver to be used again. Well, some of this bile actually houses toxin, right? So if you're housing toxin and you're reabsorbing that bile, you're just reabsorbing the toxin and it's going all over your body to be causing its damage all over again. You can be dealing with the same toxin over and over and over, and no one wants to deal with that, right? So we use things called binders to help us bind those toxins, grab them up, and then pull them out. Now, some things to remember about binders: most binders work kind of like static cling, right? So, you've had static cling where you have like a dryer sheet stuck to your clothes and then you can easily pull it off. But without that actual pull, it's stuck. So they do stick pretty well. But if we're not eliminating regularly, and regular typically looks like at least once a day, once every other day, I feel is like bare minimum. But as long as you're releasing very regularly, those toxins are being bound out instead of being, kind of pulled apart and reabsorbed. Different binders that you can consider during an active exposure are things like charcoal, clay, so bentonite and zeolite clays. You can use things like fulvic or humic acid. These are plant-based binders. Chlorella, cilantro, parsley are really great binders as well. Glucomannan is a type of fiber type of binder. And then binders that are prescriptions like cholestyramine and Walcol also work very well. The biggest thing with binders when it comes to binding toxin is that because binders are pretty non-discriminating, especially like our prescription ones and our charcoal-based ones, they'll bind good, bad, and ugly. So if you take this with a meal, or if you have like some of those like fun foods like charcoal lemonade or charcoal ice cream, it's cool, but that charcoal is actually binding a lot of the good nutrients, and sometimes I'll see nutrient deficiencies of people that are overdoing charcoals or clays. So if you're going to use this, I definitely recommend having it at least a couple of hours away from food or either in. So either 2 hours before and 2 hours after, just to avoid that binding. Also, we want to make sure that we're having regular bowel movements, okay? So if you're sluggish, if you're not going every day, then you might need the help of things like fiber. Just upping your fiber. 30 grams a day is a great goal. And then if you're going to take fiber, have water. Oh my goodness, make sure you're getting plenty of water. Fiber is wonderful because it works in two ways. Like if you take fiber without a lot of water, it'll bind you up and helps really great with like diarrhea. But that's not good if you're already constipated, right? So on the other side, if you're taking fiber and you drink a good 8 to 16 ounces with that, then that's when you're going to start to get that good release through the bowels. You can also consider magnesium oxide. This type of magnesium is great for helping to pull water from the system into the intestines and help you move that stool out. And then in extreme cases, this is definitely not your first go-to. A laxative, so something like senna, can be really great at helping to just get those bowels going so that you can, start adding your fiber and magnesium for continued release. So guys, just remember, elimination is key. I don't want you to detox all these toxins and then you can't get rid of them and then you have to deal with them all over again, right? We want to be keeping those pathways open and flowing. So just be sure that you're always thinking about elimination as you're going through phases 0, 1, and 2. Don't forget about number 3. All right, guys. Well, that's my time. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you have any questions, comments, definitely leave them in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. If you have something that you're like, I don't want to do this, online, you can always email me at askdrjazz@gmail.com. If you'd like to work with me, because I'd love to work with you, you can always reach out to me and make your own appointment with me at www.drjasmine.com. And if you're looking for support and supplements and maybe protocols, things that maybe you just want to try on your own, you can always sign up for my online dispensary. There'll be a link in the description box. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. May God bless you and your health. Bye.